And so, be professionally personal. Be professionally personal. I think this is so important because we want to be personal, but I think a lot of people have lost sight of the fact or no longer value the importance of being professional. Professional is not a four-letter word to me. I mean, professional says a lot about you. Can you carry yourself in a posture where you remain professional at all times, even when you're being personal with people? I think that really sets you apart. Really sets you apart. Because a lot of people are one or the other. They're either all professional, there's no personal, or they are all over here personal, having a lollygagging good time, and they've forgotten the professional aspect. If you can mix the two, I think that you are a home run for my business. I want people like you who realize the power of this medium and are assuming responsibility for assuming a professionally personal posture online. You're a home run for my business. Does that make sense? So be professionally personal. All right. So, as we talked about earlier, everything you do online is archivable. You have a footprint, a digital footprint, right? You post anything, you say anything, you go anywhere, you like something, that is now a record that people can share in their circles. I mean, it's different than you and I having coffee, where you could go and tell someone about it, but that's going to die really soon. You do something online, and it is a digital footprint that can be traced and tracked back to you. So how much are we assuming responsibility for the footprint that we leave as we traverse this space? And do we really understand the implication of every click that we make on that computer? Because every click has implications, right? I'm not overselling this, it's true. And unfortunately, I think we're lulled into a false sense of, I know we are. We are lulled into a false sense of security by this concept of privacy. We believe that these sites that just popped up in the last 5 years, owned by people we don't know, who we're sharing all of this personal information on, we believe that they are acting in our best interest. And they've told us that we have privacy. And we buy that, you know, and we think, oh, I can go on the World Wide Web and I can do things that only some people are going to see. And because I've got my privacy settings set a certain way, now I'm safe online. You haven't been paying attention the last 3 years if you think you have privacy online. Any privacy you think you have online on the World Wide Web is truly virtual. You don't have any privacy. And the sooner we realize that we don't have privacy, I think, the sooner we get to a more effective operating position. So, these are the privacy settings in Facebook. So I teach a class on social business every semester. Undergraduates, MBA students, and I make them operate a Facebook page. So for some of them don't have a Facebook page, I make them open up a Facebook page. Others, they have a Facebook page, and I talk to them about how to try to reshape this where it would be more beneficial to your career. Because the fact of the matter is, you're not going to get a job on Facebook, you're going to lose a job on Facebook, right? You're not going to get a job on Facebook, you're going to lose a job on Facebook. So I don't teach privacy settings. I mean, people will raise their hand about privacy and I'll say, I don't know. I don't worry about privacy. I don't teach it. I don't fiddle with those settings. I don't. Because I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Especially once Facebook went public and they have to make money, your data is valuable to them. And any of you that have been on Facebook for a while, you know they make changes just like that. What was that? You know, and they never tell you. You have to figure it out. There's no company in the world that's better at pissing more people off more often than Facebook. And it's bumping up against our privacy, right? So just abandon that. The only operating posture, I think, as a professional is to abandon that. And so go for operational privacy. Instead of making privacy a technological issue, make it an operational issue. So if you will operate from a posture where you never post anything, anytime, anywhere that you're not comfortable with anyone seeing, privacy is not an issue. Privacy is not an issue. Okay, so this is kind of around what we're transparency. Now, transparency doesn't mean you have to share everything online. I consider myself extremely transparent. When you see me online, what you see is what you get, but you don't see it all. I don't have to tell you everything about my life. I don't have to post all aspects of my life. When you find me online, and I want you to find me online, when you put my name in that search engine, I want you to find me. And when you find me, you're going to find open doors. Every single site has a wide open door. And what I'm saying is, come on in, inspect me. I have nothing to hide. Come on in. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I stand for. This is what I believe in. And so immediately, the message I send is, there's kind of an open posture here. On a lot of people, that's not true. I find you online, and what I find is a wall. So I find a wall that you're trying to hide behind, where you think you've got privacy. And immediately you introduce, whether you believe it or not, or realize it or not, you introduce ambiguity into our relationship. Who are you? Number one, who are you? What are you doing back there on your Facebook page that you don't want me to see? What are you doing? Why do you have to hide it? Those are the questions that enter people's mind. Because of the wall that you've put up there. So I'm going to say this later, don't build walls, build bridges. Tear those walls down and try to operate in an open posture. Never post anything, anytime, anywhere. And this is a really tough one, especially for my younger students, undergrads. My MBAs get it a little bit better. To me, this is what having professional discretion means. So I can put that picture on Facebook, right? But we're connected to everyone. People are going to find me. They're going to look and they're going to see that picture. Is it going to make one of my constituents uncomfortable? Is there somebody that I serve that if they saw that picture would have an uncomfortable reaction? And if there is, then I want to give some thought to that picture. Now, I might share that picture with you over coffee, but that doesn't mean I have to post it online, right? And so my rule of thumb is, if you couldn't post it on the wall of your office and it wouldn't offend anyone there, then you're fine. You can post it online. But if you've got a picture or some other type of content, and picture is the most common one, you've got a picture of some other type of content that would make one of your constituents uncomfortable if they were standing in your office, I don't find that to be a very smart strategic posture. It just don't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you do that? So, all right. And again, the sooner you behave as if you have no privacy, the more effective you're going to be. Give it up. And now begin to think about everything that you do. I think very carefully about every like, every post, everything. And there's a lot of stuff I want to say that I don't say. So, build bridges, not walls. Just because you can post it doesn't mean that you should. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And to me, this is the epitome of professional discretion. When you really begin to think, what impact is this going to have on this constituent if that constituent connected with me? If that person I serve found this picture, found that statement, found this blog post, found this over here, how would they feel about it? Now, I say a lot of, I speak frankly online, and I say a lot of in your face stuff on my blog, but I own it. Before I hit publish, I own what I do. I'm much more careful on Facebook than on my blog about what I do there. So here's an example. I pulled this down today. So you know, if those of you that are on Facebook, you know that, so here's something, it's about religion, atheists, and I kind of blacked out who it was associated with. Now, if I were to hit like right there, if I were to hit like on that comment, what would happen? It would appear in the home feed of everyone that I'm connected to, right? it would appear in the home feed of everyone I'm connected to. Now, I might have some very strong personal opinions about those subjects, religion and all of that stuff. In fact, I do have some very strong personal opinions about that. But that doesn't mean politics is another one. I mean, last year we saw so many people being so stupid, it was ridiculous. Offending people with really bad content. And you know, what are you thinking? These are your customers. So if I were to like this, it would show up in my stream. And you know, I'm a professor. My students come in every package imaginable. Every race, every color, every religion, every gender. My students are all of these things. And so I'm really careful about the space that I stake out where my students hang out, because I value my relationships with them. And it's not worth it. As strong as I might feel about that, it's just not worth offending you, right? It's just not worth it. So think twice. Think very carefully, especially out there on Facebook.